Namaste. Welcome to you all. We're here to do a very special practice that was gifted to us by our beloved Guru, Baba Haridas. And I'm here this wonderful, beautiful day with my dear sister Mangala, who is going to be co-facilitating with me. Mangala is a long-time devotee and student of Babaji and of yoga and Ayurveda. She's a registered nurse, as well as teaching and facilitating students in Shatkarma, in classical and devotional flow type of asana, and is a certified Ayurvedic practitioner.
Thank you, Bhavani Didi. I'm honored to be here and to introduce and practice with my beloved satsang sister, Bhavani, who is one of the founding devotees of this center and a student of Baba Haridas for a long time, since the 70s, teaching from that time in classes of yoga philosophy, such as ritual and yoga, symbolism, and most especially Sanskrit, mantra, and sacred sound. Thanks, Bhavani.
So we are here on this beautiful afternoon at Sankad Mochan Hanuman Mandir. To begin, we'd like to invoke the blessing and the energy of this spot, of this occupied land that we get to practice and live on. From the time of the Ohlone native peoples, this was known as a sacred spot. So we honor that. And we'll do a short invocation, asking for blessings and light from Hanumanji. Hanuman, the great devotee and hero of the story of the Ramayana, which tells the story of yoga, the path of the aspirant in symbolic terms. Hanuman represents not only perfect service and devotion, but the pranic energy, the vital life force within us. So we invoke that energy, which is present in all practices of yoga sadhana, and the energy of Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. So we're here today to practice with you, again, the Forgiveness Asana series. In Sanskrit, it's called Kshama, Prarthana, Pranam. Kshama means forgiveness. Prarthana is often translated as prayer, yet it can also mean inquiry, which is a particularly apt definition in the context of this practice, because we're inquiring in a spirit of offering all that gets in our own way, all our obstacles or impediments or negative qualities that we wish to be free of. Pranam means to bow or to offer oneself. So we can reflect as we practice today in a spirit of inquiry, as the word implies. What are we offering? And what is the result of that offering? This speaks to the heart of yoga philosophy, that our real and fundamental nature, the pure consciousness, spirit within us, the ever-present awareness, is our true nature. And yet it may be covered over by many veils or many layers of misidentification, of getting caught and pulled by negative aspects of the way our mind and emotions may lead us. So this is very different and not at all a focus on how negative we really are, or an I'm not worthy kind of approach. This is asking, What shines when we release those qualities? Our own real and fundamental nature can begin to shine. So, for instance, when we offer or release anger, then care and compassion can shine or rise up. When we offer or release fear, then courage and bravery can then be present in our lives. And forgiveness. What does that mean in the context of this practice? We can forgive ourselves for our own confusion, for our own self-centered desires and attachments that get in our own way. But because we struggle a little bit differently with each of these qualities, as we go through the series and offer 28 different qualities that Babaji chose for us from a much longer list, he said, then it can become a very personal practice. And I invite you to make the practice as personal and as internal and reflective as you can. The aim of this practice is not perfection of the poses. The spirit of this practice is devotion and surrender, a spirit of offering. So Mangala is going to prepare our bodies for the practice.
Thank you, Bhavani. We'll begin in the seat so that we can allow ourselves to attune to the breath and attune to the elements within as well as those around us. Beginning by collecting the mind from the outside world and redirecting your attention to look within. Exhaling the breath out. Long, slow, full breath out. Feeling the weight of the body connected to the ground, the underside of the seat, and all the points where you're connected to the ground, to the earth. Again, exhaling the breath out through the nose. And from those rooted places at the base of the seat, let's begin to draw the breath in, also bringing length to the spine. Long, slow, full breath, and again releasing the breath out. Beginning to move with the next set of breaths. We'll inhale, and along with the spine raising, we'll also raise the arms throughout the course of the inhalation. Reaching, possibly even looking up as you meet the palms, and with exhalation, bringing the palms back down to the heart. Again, steadily anchored, grounded, and from this rooted place, let's again inhale with the palms rising up over the head. Nice long spine, and spreading the arms this time on the exhale back to the sides of the body. Keeping one hand at the side of the body, let's go into a side bend and combine it with a twist. Inhaling and exhale as you sideways bend. Throughout the course of inhale, we'll rise up again. Exhaling the arm down, this time in a twist with inhalation, twisting to the opposite direction, following through with the arm crossing over the thigh, revolving at the abdomen, midsection, chest, shoulder, chin. While you're in this seated twist, inhale, lengthening the spine in its revolved position, and exhale will float forward. Now to the other side, with that hand at the side of the hip, we'll inhale the opposite arm and exhale, sideways bend. Inhale as we rise up again, just allowing the hand to come back to the floor on your exhale, this time inhaling into your twist, revolving to the opposite side, following through with the arm crossing to the outside of the thigh. Pausing in the twist as we notice the navel coming forward, the chest coming forward. And again, in the spiraled spine, a nice long, full breath, lifting the spine, just floating forward once again with your exhalation. I'd like to bring some attention to the wrists, to the fingers, since we'll have quite a bit of time in the series we repeat coming into our pranam. So we'll just start by rubbing the palms together. And then shaking the hands out with a little flick to the fingers, And beginning to swim the fingers through the air, sure to include the thumbs, circling the thumbs both directions. And now spreading the fingers, alternating a squeeze. You might inhale to spread fingers, squeeze, and proceed to spin the wrists both directions, coming back to slow, steady breath. And when you're ready, we'll spread open one finger at a time, just moving the fingers together, opening with opposite angles through your wrists, just to shuffle those wrists forward and back. While we're doing so, let's keep the shoulders sliding down. And then we'll wave from one side to the other to find our wrists with the opposite set of complementary right angles. Again, a little shuffle of these wrists toward and away from the heart. I'd like to take us to the ground for just a moment. We'll come onto your back. Feet to the floor initially and unrolling to the ground. Stepping out the legs, let's flex the feet. Draw the hands overhead to interlace fingers, and as if you were standing and yet pressing palms to the sky. Just breathing and finding yourself lengthen with all kinds of energy within your body. Another full breath, lifting the chest, lengthening out through the feet, through the palms. And with exhale, folding the knees into Pavan Muktasana. With an exhale, forehead comes toward the knees. We'll settle back the shoulders and the head, and then just allow yourself to take a bit of a rock from side to side. Massaging your low back with your own body weight. Take those knees in toward the chest and take some circles. Outward rotation of the knees with the thighs coming in close. Rotating in opposite circles, outward rotation. And when your knees come together, just begin to circle in the same way with the feet. Alternating circles through the ankles. Again, in this series, we have several poses that bring us onto the feet, which stretch the toes, the feet. So we'll squeeze and spread the toes several times, and again, practice some circles through the ankles. As the knees are folded, let's go ahead and keep the left knee in toward the chest as you extend out through the right leg. One leg wind release, Ekapad Pavan Muktasana. Exhale, bringing your forehead toward the knee. Inhale, relaxing back. And at this point, let's take the knee a little bit out toward the armpit, reaching down toward the foot. If it's easy enough to grasp, you could grasp your foot. Otherwise, somewhere along the low leg, where we'll draw in the ankle and the heel and out with the knee. Here, somewhat cradling the lower leg. Again, add a little bit of a rock from side to side. And after just those few rocks from side to side, we'll come back to aligning the knee in close toward the chest. Maybe a little bit of a rub around the outsides of the knees. We'll extend the leg and lower it. So now your left leg is extended along the ground, and we'll fold in with your right knee. Exhaling, Ekapad Pavan Muktasana, your forehead comes toward the knee. Alive in the feet. Go ahead and relax back as we take a little bit of a rock aside. The right knee goes out toward the elbow, reaching down toward the low leg to get a little more of a stretch for your hip while you're wobbling a bit side to side. Rocking through the lower leg, through the hip. And as you're touching your own knee and your foot, adding a little bit of a squeeze as you come back to align the knee in line with the chest, rubbing on the outside of the knee joint. Next, we'll extend with a flexed foot, this raised leg lowering slowly. Roll over onto one side, use your hands to assist as you come up. From kneeling, we'll make our way to a stance by lifting onto the toes. And how about stepping the feet a little bit wider than your hips, placing the hands to the knees, and then we'll straighten the legs as we come upright. Go ahead and prepare at the back end of your mat, feet coming together. You have your body's length ahead of you on your mat in this case. And as I prepare with some options, blocks at the sides of the ankles, a folded blanket about a foot's distance ahead of me, I'll stand at the back end of the mat and allow Bhavani to lead us through the rest of the series.
Thank you, Mangala. So this, again, Forgiveness Asana series are 9 poses that flow together, joined by alternating inhalations and exhalations. And the asanas that Babaji selected move us into and out of the pranam, or the bowing pose, as you'll see. And this is a position wherein the body is fully stretched out in offering. It's a pose that embodies humility and being vulnerable. So we begin standing in Namaskar Asana, salutation pose. You can stand with your feet together or a couple of inches apart, whichever feel most stable to you, but your feet should be parallel, either touching or a few inches apart. Your namaskar or your salutation should be comfortably in front of the heart with the hands folded, not right against the chest, nor too far away from the body. Now, the first thing that Mangala will do is let her arms float down to the sides. Then with an inhalation, she's going to raise the arms straight up overhead with the palms facing each other. And you'll notice she's going to breathe naturally here while I explain. You'll notice that her head and neck and spine are in a natural, aligned, straight position. We do not bend the spine or the head or the neck backward, as in a sun salutation. So this is a straight pose. If you wish, just the eyes can be looking upward toward Ajna, toward the third eye, the inner teacher, the witness. Then, with an exhalation, she's going to let the fingertips reach forward and bending into Hastapadasana, toe touch pose, which is also known as a forward fold. Now, Mangala is very well practiced in asana, but if you are not as experienced, or again, if you just want to take a little bit of care, then you can use some blocks to rest your hands upon. You can also have your hands at your thighs, your knees, your calves, or anywhere between the top of the legs and the feet. Knees can be straight or bent, as feels good for you. So from this forward fold, she's going to inhale into a Vajrasana variation or thunderbolt variation. Her knees come to the floor. Her arms are straight at the sides. It doesn't matter whether the fingertips touch or not. They might if you have very long arms. Now she's going to exhale into Shashtanga Pranam, or 6 or 8 parts bowing pose, depending how you count. And you'll notice here in this position that her palms are underneath her shoulders. Her chest is touching the earth, either forehead or chin, whichever is more comfortable for you. The knees and the toes. The hips are slightly raised. Then she's going to inhale into Bhujangasana, or cobra pose. And this, of course, can be any variation or extension that is comfortable for you. The main thing is to protect your lower back by making sure that your lower abdomen doesn't raise off the floor, but you can raise just your head and neck or chest. You can have your forearms on the earth as in a sphinx pose, or a fully extended cobra as you are comfortable. Then, with exhalation, she's going to push through the arms, and her bottom is going to come back to sit on her heels in what Babaji calls a kurmasana variation or tortoise pose variation. This is also commonly known as extended child pose. This is a rest pose, so you can relax the arms, release the spine. Then inhaling, she's going to raise her head up, curling her toes back under if she has released them during the pranam and the cobra, back into this thunderbolt variation, just like before. Exhaling, she's going to raise her bottom up, and the body is in forward fold or hastapadasana, toe touch pose once again. Inhaling, she's going to roll the spine up slowly back to namaskar. Now, Mangala showed a variation of how you could get into the thunderbolt pose using the blocks, and you'll see that she also has a folded up small blanket or shawl or towel, anything will do, so that when she goes down into the thunderbolt pose, her knees are padded. But before she gets there, I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself, to make things easier on the lower back and the spine in general, from arms coming down to the sides from the namaskar, then your arms can come out to the sides as you inhale up. Into that palm tree pose variation. And they can also come out to the sides as you exhale. From here, you might want to stop, using your blocks or not, and come down one knee at a time to be gentler. On the body and on the knees. And as she is in this perpendicular pose with her knees, kind of like a church praying pose, we have been told, it was actually a student who told me that, who had trouble with his knees, that this was the way he was able to do the practice, that he couldn't sit back on the heels. So this is an option for you. You can also use the hands to walk yourself forward into the pranam. And let your hips rest on the floor when you're there. And Mangala is also demonstrating what we would call a full pranam, or purna pranam, which is the most devotional, in which the arms are stretched out along the ground above the head. If you choose this variation, make sure to put your hips on the floor and do not keep them slightly raised. That will be dangerous for your spine. Then if you are in that pose, you'll have to slide your hands back under your shoulders. And again, if you want to be very gentle, you can either just inhale and exhale here and not raise the head and chest at all, or just raise the head and the neck. Exhaling and going back into the extended child or tortoise variation, you can walk your hands back and keep them closer to the body, releasing the spine. Sitting back up, curling the toes back under, either sitting back on the heels or not. Then you could use your blocks. If you weren't sitting back on your heels, for instance, you can use your blocks and one knee at a time. Raise your leg up to have the soles on the flat on the floor. You can see her knees are really bent. And then slowly rising up, rolling the spine upward, back to namaskar. Like to raise the arms back up before they come back into the salutation pose. So those are some variations that you might do if you want to be more gentle, if you want to take a little bit of care. It's always fine also to rest for a series or leave out a couple of poses to rest in between. And we'll be taking some breathing breaks in between the series because there are a lot of qualities that we'll be offering. Now, the last part that we'll talk about is the mantra or the prayer. As I explained to you in the beginning, we'll be offering a different impediment, a different obstacle, something that's working us, that's learning us, as our great friend Angeles Arian would say. So you'll hear me say the name of the English quality first, so that you can be reflecting on it. Then you'll hear me chant the Sanskrit mantra. Namami Twang Vasana Panayanaya. That's the way you'll hear it. And then we invite you to say out loud the meaning in English of that mantra, which is, I bow to thee for removal of, here it's vasana, which means worldly or selfish desires. Worldly in yoga means egocentric desires. So we'll say that all together. And Mangala and I will both be saying that, so you'll catch on if you've never done it before. And that's the only thing that changes about that mantra, is the quality. Otherwise, it's the same all the way through. Somewhere between the last forward fold, and I'm going to have Mangala go into that position so you can see what it will. And coming back up to Namaskar, you'll hear me chant the concluding mantra. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. And then we'll say the English translation of that mantra, which means, I offer this asana to the divine. Literally, the mantra says, asana literally means seat or posture, but literally the seated posture. So, and in the mantra is aham idam asanam brahmane, to Brahm, to the absolute, to that great mystery that supports our growth. That meaning is in the roots of the word Brahm. We offer that great mystery, that all-pervading spirit, a seat within us. So I think that's all we need to demonstrate or explain so we can begin. When you hear the concluding mantra, when you hear the concluding mantra, you don't need to rush to finish. There will be some breaths and some moments so that you can just know that it's time to finish up the series when you hear the concluding mantra. But you're going to begin to do it at your own breath rate and pace as we go along. So just know that if you hear that mantra, it's time to move to closing the series and coming back to your Namaskar asana. If you end early, then simply stand and reflect inside. Many people like to close their eyes after some time. That's fine. But as we practice, and especially when we take some breathing breaths, some shots of the beautiful spot, the temple and its environs will be also shown. All right, let's begin. With hands in front of the heart, comfortably, breathing in and out, becoming aware of your breath, becoming aware of your presence in the body, and feeling a line of energy. Visualize or feel a line of energy coming down through the crown of your head, down the spine through your neck, down the spine to your tailbone, branching out below the tailbone into each of your legs, and flowing out of the soles of your feet into the earth, grounding you, connecting you to our Mother, the earth. And we'll chant Om once together. So inhale deeply and let it go. And then inhale a full breath to chant. Worldly desires, selfish desires. Namami Tvang Vasana Panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my worldly desires. Inhale, arms upward, palm tree. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, knees to the floor, thunderbolt. Exhale, Shashtanga Pranam, bowing pose. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra. Exhale, pushing back through the arms into extended child, tortoise variation. Inhale, sitting back up in thunderbolt. Exhale, forward fold, bottom up, head down. Inhale, slowly rolling upward to namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Anger. Namami tvang krodha panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my anger. Arms to the side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, thunderbolt, knees to the floor. Exhale, bowing pose. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, extended child, pushing through the arms, release the spine. Inhale, sitting up again. Exhale, forward fold, head comes down. And inhale slowly to standing, namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Fear. Namami tvang bhaya panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my fear. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, knees to the floor, thunderbolt. Exhale, pranam, bowing pose. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, extended child. Inhale, sitting up in thunderbolt. Exhale, raising the hips, lowering the head in forward fold. Inhale slowly to standing. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Attachment. Namami Twam Moha Panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my attachment. Inhale, palm tree pose. Exhale, Hastapadasana, forward fold. Inhale, Vajrasana variation, knees to the floor. Exhale, Pranam. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, extended child. Inhale, sitting back up in Vajrasana. Exhale, forward fold, Hastapadasana. Inhale, rising up. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Greed. Namami Twang Lobha Panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my greed. And start to do the series at your own breath rate and your own pace. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, knees to the floor. Exhale, pranam, bowing pose. Any variation. Inhale, cobra. Any variation. Exhale. Resting on the heels, relaxing arms and spine. Inhale, sitting back up in thunderbolt. And exhale, raising the hips, lowering the head. Inhale, slowly back up to namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Stand and take a few breaths, either with the hands in front of the heart or letting them rest at your sides, as you choose. And check in with your body. Do you need to make any adjustment or alternative movements? Rest a series, or just contemplate. And remember, if you finish early, stand and reflect inside the nature of what we're offering and what is revealed when we do. The opposites. Our inherent goodness. Beginning again. Jealousy. Namami Twang Matsarya Panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my jealousy. Inhale, knees to the floor, Vajrasana. Exhale, Pranam, bowing. Inhaling, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, Extended Child or Kurmasana variation. Inhale, sitting upward again. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. As you become comfortable with the series, do it at your own breath rate and pace and flow. I'll start to say less words, and you can always look to Mangala for a visual cue if needed. Next quality, cruelty. Namami twang krurata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my cruelty. Arms upward and forward fold. Thunderbolt, bowing. Cobra, Extended Child. Thunderbolt, forward fold. Namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Delusion. Namami twang brahma panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my delusion. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, Vajrasana. Exhale, Shashtanga Pranam. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Utthita Balagasana. Inhale, Vajrasana. Exhale, Hastapadasana. Inhale slowly to Namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. When we offer this asana to thee, that can be any way that you conceive of your higher self, God, spirit, nature, pure love, peace, goddess, any way that you think of that is ultimately beyond all concepts. Discontentment. Namami twang asantosha panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my discontentment. And do the series at your own pace. Exhale. Inhale to sitting. Exhale to bowing. Inhale, arcing upward. Exhale, resting as a child. Inhale, sitting. Exhale, forward fold. Return to Namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Covetousness, that sense of grasping or clinging, covetousness. Namami twang lolupata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my covetousness. Practice in your own flow. Inhale after exhale. Cobra after bowing. Sitting up after extended child, and raising up back to Namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Bitterness. Namami twang shatruta panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my bitterness. Inhaling upward. Exhale. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Deceitfulness. Namami twang chala panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my deceitfulness. Exhale downward. Inhale, knees to the floor. Exhale, pranam. Cobra. extended child. Thunderbolt, forward fold, namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Stand and rest for several breaths, keeping your interior reflection, checking in with your body. If it needs to alter the way you're practicing or rest for a series or two. Laziness. Namami twang alasya panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my laziness. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Betrayal. Namami twang droha panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my betrayal. Inhale, exhale. Knees to the floor. Pranam. Bhujangasana, Uttita Balakasana, sitting up, Vajrasana, back to Namaskar. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Distrust. Namami twang avishvasha panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my distrust. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Dishonesty. Namami tvang kapada panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my dishonesty. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Doubt. Namami tvang sandeha panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my doubt. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Selfishness. Namami tvang swartha panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my selfishness. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Disrespect. Namami tvang nirlajjata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my disrespect. arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Ungratefulness. Namami twang at kritagnyata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my ungratefulness. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Miserliness. Namami twang kripanata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my miserliness. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Stand and take a few breaths. See if any adjustment is needed. Impurity in yoga, selfishness or self-interest. Impurity. Namami twang apavritada panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my impurity. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Possessiveness. Namami twang parigrahata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my possessiveness. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Obstinacy, being obstinate or stubborn. Namami tvang duragrata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my obstinacy. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Fickleness, being unsteady, fickleness. Namami tvang chanchalata panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my fickleness. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Cunning. Namami tvang dhurtada panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my cunning. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Just a few more. Corruption. In yoga philosophy, this means going astray from your own aim. Corruption. Namami tvang vyabhichara panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my corruption. offer this asana to the divine. Egoism. Namami Twang Ahankara Panayanaya. I bow to thee for removal of my egoism. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. Stand and reflect within yourself. If there's any other quality, any other impediment that you'd like to be free of, that wasn't perhaps on this list, or something that's particularly showing up that you would like to release. We can do one last series, silently offering that obstacle. And when you're ready, begin the series. Aham idam asanam brahmane arpayami. I offer this asana to the divine. We invite you to lie down now in Shavasana, in corpse pose. It's very warm here today, but if it's not where you are, if you like to cover yourself with a shawl or blanket or use an eye pillow, you can use those now. Letting your arms be several inches away from the sides of your body, palms upward, toes relaxed outward. Let your breathing start to become settled, more subtle, allowing the belly to rise upward slightly on your inhale and float back down on your exhale. Shithali Karani Mudra. Bring your attention to the soles of your feet. And feel or visualize starting to fill the feet from the soles upward. A golden white light, a radiance, filling the feet and the toes. And flowing upward, it starts to fill the ankles and the calves, the shins. And every place that this radiance touches is released, softened, relaxed. Your knees and the backs of the knees. Light flowing into the upper part of the legs, front and back. And now your legs and your feet and your toes, filled with light, soft, relaxed. It moves up into the trunk of the body, filling the hips and the groin, your bottom, your lower belly, and surrounding, enveloping and filling all the organs of digestion and the viscera, the sides, the muscles on either side of the mid-back, the belly. Soft, relaxed. It flows up toward the heart, filling the chest and the lungs, surrounding the rib cage in the front and in the back, filling the muscles on either side of the spinal cord, releasing them around the shoulder blades and up into the shoulders. And from the front, filling the heart, up toward the throat, all filled with light. And now this radiance starts to go into the arms, through the shoulders and flowing down into the upper arms, releasing them, softening the elbows and the forearms, the wrists, the palms, each of the fingers and the thumbs and the backs of your hands that do so much work in the world are filled with light. And bringing your awareness back up the arms, back through the shoulders, and feeling or seeing this radiance begin to fill the throat, the dimple of the throat and the neck, and the back of the neck, softening, relaxing. Your neck and your shoulders that can sometimes feel the weight of the world are soft. And from the top of the neck, the light starts to flow up into the back of the head, up toward the crown, filling the head and also the face, moving down into the forehead, behind the eyes, and Ajna, your third eye. Softening the cheeks and the jaw, inside the nose, inside the mouth, ears. Your face radiates light. And now your whole body, from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, is filled with this radiance and completely relaxed. Bringing your attention back to the crown of the head. Again, feel or visualize filling the crown of the head and pointing downward. A lotus blossom of 1,000 petals. And from the center of that lotus, the light is even brighter. Fix your attention on the light of Sahasrara. The crown that holds the seat of your soul. And feel that that light, that energy, that awareness is your true nature, who you really are. God speaks to each of us as we were made, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like flame and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. Letting your awareness come back into the body. Starting to make small movements. To come out of this lying meditation. You might want to wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. And bending your knees one at a time. You might wish to bring them to your chest. Rock back and forth a little bit with your arms circling your knees. And then roll to the side, one side. And release your spine as you lay on your side for a few moments, using your arm like a pillow. Knees tucked up to the chest. Breathe. And slowly, using your arms to help bring you back up to a sitting position. We wish to thank you for participating today. And let's just chant one Om to close our practice. So, feeling yourself rooted in your seated asana. Inhale and let it go. And then inhale fully to chant Om to close.